Okay, I'm on. All right, Mike. Hi, everyone. Took me a little bit to get on, just wanted to say hello to everybody. Was working on one computer, and now I had to transfer over to the other computer. But nonetheless, here I am. So, as it relates to the delay, let's just all take about 3 deep breaths, right? Let's just breathe in, first of all, slowly in through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. Take a deep breath in and exhale. One more deep breath in and exhale. All right. And just maybe if you can just calm your mind by closing your eyes a little bit and just creating a sense of peace inside yourself. I just have to take care of something right here, and then I'll be right with everyone. I didn't expect this delay. Okay. Okay. All right. So as we navigate through these particular times, it's so important for us to be grounded and to have a connection to the earth and to the sun. And in shamanism, it's known as Pachamama, which is the earth, and Tata Inti, which is the sun. And in terms of balancing the both energies, the ground is the feminine and the sun is the masculine. And I speak a lot of times about how we as a human, as a person, as an individual, we sometimes, when we want to escape life, escape issues, we sometimes either get depressed, we sink down low, or if we are on a spiritual path, we sometimes rise, but then we rise too high. And when we rise too high, sometimes we lose ourselves and we lose the grounding capacity for us to be connected to the earth. And as many of you know, I'm sure, it's so important for us to have our feet on the ground, and specifically barefoot, right? We want to improve the negative ions, absorb the negative ions from the ground to remove the positive ions that are created through the foods we eat, the byproducts, the chemicals, the stress, and the overall, patterns that we develop throughout our lives over time. So I think it's so important for us to take part in a shamanic drumming session, which just really brings us back to nature, right? It nurtures us and it creates a balance of connecting to what's around us. So many times in our lives, we, for example, we look straight ahead. Our daily lives are looking straight ahead, or specifically down at our phone. And we lose the opportunity to have this connection to what's around us, the vastness of what's in the sky, what's to the left, what's to the right. And we just keep ourselves in this pattern. So some of the ways that we can do that are by looking up, right? And making sure that we are connected. And I think I might have mentioned this once before, and I'll just mention it quickly. A couple of years ago, I was at the beach, looked up to the right. Many people were looking at the waves, the ocean, the water. But as I just mentioned before, I had the tendency to want to know what's going on above me. And I looked to the right and I saw a ship in the middle of about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And so for me, that was a connection. So just trying to pass along to you that keep your head up and look around and be in wonder, and you never know what you're going to see. All right. So let's get to the drumming. Hopefully the sound works in terms of what's going on with what the technical problems I had. And I know Mercury's not in retrograde, but the way I was feeling before, I felt like the universe was in retrograde to me. Here I am trying to get this going here and communicating with everyone, and it was a little bit off, but we're good now. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me well. If the sound is good. Okay, perfect. All right. So what we're going to do now is, in shamanism, there are directions, and each direction, the north, the south, the east, the west, the sun and the earth have a certain energy. And along with their energy, they also have an animal that that correlates with that particular energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up space for the group. And if you're not familiar with where your north, your south, your east, and your west are, or if you are, that's great. And if you're not, it's also great. You can look on your phone maybe, and they have the directions, right? The navigation thing, the compass, so that you could turn your body to the specific direction when I mention the direction, and just envision a specific animal in this direction, which I will read out, and the energies that correspond to that direction. And in terms of opening space, what we're really doing is we're inviting the energies again to assist us on a journey and to assist us in our life so that we can transcend and absorb the energies and shift our life and also shift and change our story. So as I mentioned a lot, we all have stories. Sometimes the stories work for us and sometimes the stories disable us. So let's go on a journey today by first opening up the directions. And what I usually do is I blow a little alcohol in the direction to open it up, to clear the energy. So I will be just turning from my chair to the different directions, blowing it up so I don't blow it all over the screen, right? I don't want to make a mess here. And you can turn in the direction yourself with your eyes closed and then just listen and absorb the words that I'm speaking. And after we open up space, we'll get into a drumming session, a shamanic journey. And if you were here last week, we went on a specific journey. So I think we'll go towards that same journey because we have more people here today, so that you can go through that. And as we go along during the weeks to come, there'll be different types of journeys with different scenarios. And each message or each session will ask a specific question so that you could connect, as Michael said earlier, to your higher self in terms of getting a feel for what lies beyond in the unconscious mind and the higher self. And through the representation of an animal, it can assist you. All right, so let's get started in terms of, first off, with the opening up space, the energies. And I'll start off with the direction of the south. So for me, the south is back here. That's my south. If you can find your south and turn to it, okay? And just close your eyes. And then we're going to go from south to west to north to east, and then to the Mother Earth down below and to the Father Sun above. And I'm going to read you some of the specific types of energies, or actually explain to you what that direction means. Okay, if you can turn towards the south, which is behind me, and I will blow the alcohol to clear that energy. To the winds of the south, great serpent, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed the past the way you shed your skin, to walk softly on the earth, to teach us the beauty way. Aho. To the winds of the west, turn towards the west now. To the winds of the west, Mother Jaguar, protect our medicine space. Teach us the way of peace to live impeccably. Show us the way beyond death. Aho. To the winds of the north, Hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers. Grandfathers, ancient ones, come and warm your hands by our fires. Whisper us in the wind. We honor you who have become before us, and you who will come after us, our children's children. Aho. To the winds of the east, where the sun rises. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, come to us from the place of the rising sun. Keep us under your wing. Show us the mountains we only dare to dream of. Teach us to fly wing to wing with the great serpent. Aho. To Mother Earth, as we look down below at our feet and the earth, we've gathered for the honoring of all our children, the stone people, the plant people, the four-legged, the two-legged, the creepy crawlers, the finned, the furred, and the winged ones, all our relations. Mother Earth. Aho. To Father, Son, Tata Inti, above. Father, Son, Grandmother, Grandmother Moon, to the star nations. Great Spirit, you who are known by the thousand names and who you are the unnameable one. Thank you for bringing us together and allowing us to sing the song of life. Aho. Okay, now that the space is open, we'll begin by drumming. Okay? Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like everyone to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. Longer exhalation than inhalation. Okay? And before I actually begin, I'm just going to give a test. If everyone can hear the drum, please let me know. I'm going to do that right now. If a thumbs up, if you can hear it. Is it good? Okay, excellent. All right. Take another deep breath in. Breathe, breath in and out. Breath in, breath out. Today we're going to ask a question as we journey, and we'll get to a specific place where we'll ask this question, which is, what is our life purpose? So when you meet your spirit animal, I'd like you to ask that specific question and see what you get, feel what you get, and listen to what you get. And after you have a specific conversation with your spirit animal, we will then return back to the place we started. Don't force yourself to put anything into your mind. Let it just flow naturally, and let your ego out of the way. Let it sleep, let it go, push it aside for the moment. Don't have any judgments, don't have any expectations. Okay, and the drumming itself, the beats themselves lower your brain wave to a state of receptivity where you're able then to receive information. So, okay, be childlike, and whatever comes your way, don't scoff it off as just imagination. That is the spirit world communicating with you. Okay, take a breath in and exhale. Take a breath in and exhale. Okay, and here we go on our journey. I'm going to guide us through this meditation. Keep your eyes closed. Get comfortable. Put your feet on the ground. If you're lying down, you can do that as well. Close your eyes and concentrate on the beat of the drum. We're walking in a forest on a beautiful sunny day. And as we walk through the forest, we notice the trail that is at our feet. We look left and we look right and we look up. And as we look up to the left, we see birds in the trees whistling and welcoming us to the forest. We feel the short plants and trees at our feet. As we walk by, they move along our shin and ankles. And as we walk through, we take a deep breath in and we smell the nature of this path. The sun shines through the overbrush of the trees and follows us on our path. As we walk ahead, we hear water moving by in a stream. As we get to the shores of the stream, we walk into it and feel the coolness of the water. We look left from where the water is flowing beneath our feet, and we see fish beneath the rocks swimming by. We look to the right as the water goes downstream, and then we continue past on our journey to the other side. We walk through the forest to the other side, a new path that's created. And this is covered with taller trees and a wider path. And the only sound we hear is our footsteps walking through the path. And the wind's moving through. The sun shines on us as we walk this path. And as we look straight ahead, within the distance, we see an open field. A big grassy green field, beautiful. And it extends into the horizon. But on the left side, near a mountain peak, is an opening that opens up into a rock cave. And we walk towards that cave. And we enter that cave. And as we enter the cave, there's an exit to the left where there's light shining through. And we walk through that opening, that entranceway, which takes us to another realm on this earth, another landscape. What landscape does it appear to be to you? And as you walk, you look left and you look right, and you stop, you turn around, and where you look where you just came from, and then go forward and continue on your path. You keep walking, and then you look to the left and you see an animal. What animal do you see? This animal comes closer to you, and you walk closer to it. You ask the animal the question, "What is my life purpose?" And you listen. No judgment. The energy of this animal, and you listen to further information that it gives you, either through colors, words, feeling. You ask the animal if it has anything further to tell you. And you step back away from the animal. The animal retracts back to where it came from. You thank the animal for the information that it gave you. And you walk back on the track. You turn in the direction you came originally. You take a deep breath in as you comprehend the information. And you walk back. And as you walk back, you look around at this environment. And you walk back through the opening in the cave. And you follow the same path you took originally to get into it. This takes you back to the grassy green field in the direction of the forest trail. And you follow that trail back, uplifted from the information you hear. You look left, and you look right, and you look up, and you hear the birds chirping in the background. You make your way back to the river or the stream that was flowing, and you put your feet in it, and you wash your arms and your face, and you wash the energies off of your experience. The sun is beating on your head, and the cool water refreshes you. You continue on into the original path. And you walk forward on that path. And as you walk, on the left is a big old tree. And you stand next to the tree. And you know that the tree offers you the energies of nature and the system of roots that connect to all the trees in the forest. And you put your arms around the tree. And the tree absorbs your negative ion, your positive ions, and sends you negative ions. And you feel the energy, the vibrations go through your body. And you take your hands off the tree and go back on the trail. Exit the forest. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Open your eyes and come back into the room, moving your hands and feet gently, softly. And taking another deep breath in and coming back. Okay. So if anybody just wants to share a little bit of what they saw, in terms of leaving any type of comments on the animals themselves, I can answer a few questions, and then I'll always get back to it to help you out if you have a hard time discovering what the animal meant in terms of the journey. I'd just like to know if anybody heard anything about their life purpose. Okay, just keep in mind. All right, so Christabel says the jaguar, to heal, transcend, grow, and the tall, and also to evolve. straightforward. Don't look back. It's very interesting. So obviously there are probably comments that I won't be able to go over, but you could always look up the animal itself specifically to find out, and you can Google the spirit animal, and it tells you the specific message that it wants to send to you. As for the animals themselves, usually when you see an animal like a bird, right, flying, it's usually airy, it's above the ground looking down at situations, and things on the ground are usually correlated to more grounding type of energies. Yeah. So somebody saw a bear. Okay, a bear is usually related to working in a family. It's about protection, working with a group of people, kind of feeling of protect. It's a protective animal that likes to protect its cubs, and it likes to protect. So maybe you're in a state of protection. Yeah, the great thing is that the animals themselves lend the connection to our higher self through the representation of a specific animal and the energies of the animal. So in terms of what we do as a person on this plane, we have certain relations with the universe itself. And sometimes in the spirit animal is coming your way to, for example, give you the impetus for change. I'll just give you a quick story about what I had. Last year, I was at Lake George, New York, and I was under a tree doing a video on the eagle. And during these times, we have what is known as the Pachacuti. And the Pachacuti is when the north eagle meets the south condor. The north is government, military structure, and power, as seen on people's military insignias from all the different armies of the world, on dollar bills, on money. And the south is represented by the condor. And the condor is the feminine, and the north is the masculine. And during this Pachacuti, which began, I think, about 1993, as per the Andes tradition, that Pachacuti brings about a shift in masculine and feminine energies. Doesn't mean that one is more dominant than the next, nor should it be, but there's a balance of people having power, but also being able to have the empathy and sensitivity to be able to function as a human race. And so the Pachacuti is the north eagle meeting the south condor. And I did a little video on that in Lake George under a tree. And after I'd left, 5 minutes later, I sat on the porch of the house I was at, which overlooked the tree I was under. And all of a sudden, a golden eagle flew right above the branch where I was making this particular video. I actually have it on my YouTube channel, that particular experience. So to me, it was so interesting to be able to have this experience, to then feel the energy of nature actually correspond to what I was exactly speaking. It was an amazing thing. Yes, AV123, it was an amazing thing. So some of the comments I see, yeah, Lake George is beautiful. The wolf means to work together with people. It means that you should work in a group or what do you call it? Working with other people for a specific goal, not doing it alone. Just like a wolf runs in a pack, you want to collaborate with other people. Yeah. So wolves, the ox is stating sometimes to take your feet out of the ground, right? And sometimes ground, but not be so stubborn in your ways, but maybe move forward a little bit, and find your way without being too grounded. Or the opposite is true, if you're not grounded enough to ground yourself. Okay. So what I do is I will be having these particular drumming sessions. I'll do this every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and hopefully I won't be delayed, because the next time it should be working as the schedule that I was supposed to be on. But nonetheless, everybody came here, and I just want to thank everybody for joining me. And you could always watch the replay. I have my YouTube channel is Conversations with AdamGell and Inspiring Minds. And I also have a website called AdamGell Universal Healing, where I offer Akashic record readings, shamanic clearings, and I do the cud cording, remove cords and energies from the different chakras via Zoom meetings that that people can book with me. and also have a Patreon page that I'm starting up so that I can have, we can meet in a drumming session, and also I can do individual healings for people, depending upon which level you're at. Okay. So I hope everybody has a great day. And I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to thank Michael for passing along the information and bringing you to this place. Okay. So have a great day, everyone.